So, ladies, I'm sure everybody has been buzzing about the Verzuz battle around you. You might have watched it yourself. Yeah. I couldn't miss it.
For sure.
Now, they were between the rappers Ja Rule and Fat Joe. If you missed it, Grammy Award-winning singer Ashanti graced the stage. But what really got everybody talking was when her ex-rapper Nelly gave her a hug. So fans are speculating if this was an open opportunity for Nelly to, I don't know, rekindle his old flame. So I gotta ask, how many times, ladies, would you find it acceptable to date your ex again? And is it acceptable at all?
We've been seeing this a lot lately. Obviously, Bennifer is back.
Yeah.
Well, I will say that they have clarified that that is not what's going on here. She said she actually hadn't seen him in whatever years since they broke up, and she wasn't expecting it. And they were
Fat Joe actually set it up, and he would not tell Ashanti.
Right, he didn't give her a heads up, but luckily for Ashanti, the one thing you don't want to do when you're running into your ex is look bad.
Look bad.
She
looked amazing.
On point.
Yes.
She
looked
always
phenomenal.
looks good. You know, I think sometimes we romanticize what it was like to be with the person, and you forget. Actually, this past summer, I kind of revisited a little ex myself. But let me just say this, they're an ex for a reason.
Yes.
They're an ex for a reason.
Wait. Did you realize that that was an ex for a reason after you kind of revisited it?
Yeah.
Like,
and
like the old habits were still there and you were like, now I remember why.
Yeah, it just didn't feel like it was going to work. And I thought, you know what? Sometimes you just got to get off that train.
Yeah.
I really think it's what you broke up about. If you can get back with them. Like if it's a messy breakup or if it was something where it was really hurtful, if it was a lot of cheating, things like that. But maybe if it was a miscommunication.
Right,
you know,
or you outgrew the person.
Yeah. You know, then I would say, okay, you could probably give it a shot, another shot.
Yeah.
But hurtful things, I'm out of here.
Yeah, if you disrespected me.
I'm with you. Do you guys think Jennifer Lopez and Ben will go the distance? Do you think they'll get married?
I'm holding the grudge for Jennifer because I read her book.
Okay.
So I'm holding it for her. She's able to move on.
Yeah.
What was it in the book?
In the book, she says that he was the greatest heartache of her, like the heartbreak of her life.
Yeah.
Because he called off their wedding.
But why? I
don't think it was explained, and that wasn't gone in depth, but who leaves Jennifer Lopez?
Okay.
Like,
right. And then
so I feel some type of way about it. I get it, and she has the
question-
right to move on, and I think that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
But the bigger question is, how do you go back to that once that was the biggest heartbreak? Like, how do you actually?
She need to write a new book about it because I don't
understand.
understand.
Yeah.
But you gotta understand, she has grown up, she's had her children, she's gotten married, she was in and out of relationships, and she was really in a really bad relationship. And from the reports of what I hear is that Ben never really stopped not communicating with her.
Right.
Well, then that's even worse because he was married to a whole other person.
No, I'm not saying, I don't think it was that. I don't think it was that. I think once he was divorced and stuff like that, then he probably was sending her like letters
I don't
and
know.
stuff like that.
I'm about that old friendship from old flames. That's a dangerous part.
It's very
that's a
dangerous,
dangerous
especially
thing.
if you're dating somebody else.
I think it's disrespectful.
It is. And so, I mean, it worked out for them. So, you know, neither here nor there. But for me personally, I could never, I mean, I'm glad I don't even have to think about that today.
Right.
But I would never, ever go visiting back on an ex because if we broke up and you let this ship sail, bye. Goodbye. You don't even have to ever, I would never give you a chance again because you let this sail. And I'm not just saying it could have been my decision. But even then, like if you guys have already passed, it's done. And I expect to be different and to grow from that.
That's what I
don't see myself dipping back.
I would always rather be known as the one that got away than coming back. Does that make sense? Like if we broke up and crazy thing, they actually say that that's part of the steps of grieving is that once you finish grieving, you actually romanticize. You look back, and the way our human mind works
and
is
you think of the good.
You don't remember the bad.
Exactly.
Google it. It's about grieving.
What if the ex improved? Y'all didn't break up because of something disrespectful.
Yeah.
What if he improved? Like maybe, what if he became a billionaire? And he changed his way.
You mean he upgraded?
Yes. He upgraded. Oh.
I don't think for me, because I'm looking for the long haul. I'm looking for character, integrity, you know, wisdom, dignity. Like there's qualities that you can grow and evolve into. But it really depends on what the breakup was. And that's why I'm missing a chapter from that book. I need to know that part.
But also like
because if your character is caca, this is going anyway. You upgraded to nothing.
What you saying, Garcelle?
I was saying you had a good point. Like if you've grown, maybe you've outgrown the person. And the person you are now is not the person you were when you were with that person.
And I think just to button this up, that may have happened with Ben. and Jennifer. I think Ben grew up and he saw his ways, and I think that's how she fell back in love with him. I'm just gonna say that.
And maybe
we want to be invited to the wedding.
Yes, invited to the wedding, and maybe he did an ultra comeback. So if you ever want to share that part of the chapter, please, J-Lo, come.
Let us know.